Bleach manga, conceived by Tite Kubo and originally published in 2001 through 2016 by Shonen Jump, with the anime original adaptation broadcasted from 2004 through 2012, focused on the main character of Ichigo Kurosaki and his exploits as a Shinigami, or known in the Western adaptation of Bleach as a Soul Reaper. The series was critically acclaimed and recognized as a fresh and new manga story for the early 2000s, and it is now considered to be one of the best manga in terms of its early volumes for the early 21st century. The characters of Bleach were highly respected and applauded for their originality and interconnected stories that blended seamlessly with one another in early installments of the manga, and easy transition for viewers of the anime to understand. However, as Bleach became more popular in both Japan and internationally, Kubo came under arguably international pressure to continue the story more than what he had originally conceived of. Ichigo as a character often had to balance his activities as a Shinigami as well as his regular life. This was never really that of a problem until Kubo was arguably forced to continue the story further. In terms of story, once Aizen was defeated and Ichigo had lost his powers, this was the original final ending of the series. But due to extraordinary public demand, this changed. Ichigo went for a period of time powerless before regaining them. And this period of time in the manga as well as the anime was heavily criticized by manga readers and Japanimation viewers internationally for the sharp decline in terms of story, as well as reasons for character interactions. From the time after Ichigo lost his powers until he retrieved them, he couldn't just go back into his social life with the characters that he had surrounded himself previously. To help cope, a new character by the name of Ikumi Unagiya would be used to help bridge the gap between the time that he did not have any powers and until he eventually recovered them. Ikumi was brought in as a shop owner, at which Ichigo was employed by. During the few times that she was depicted in the original manga and Japanimation, she mentioned that Ichigo had been an employee of hers for a decent amount of time previously, but rarely came to work. And the fact that she was a caring employer who had kept Ichigo despite the fact that he had rarely gone to work. But her attitude in terms of a boss was strict when needed, but also compassionate. The character of Ikumi was actually somewhat positive in terms of fans' reactions, as technically she filled the motherly character that Ichigo lost within his life when his own mother passed away due to circumstances mentioned and depicted within the manga and seen in the Japanimation. So a character like Ikumi was actually needed within this series, but her introduction near the end of the manga, and seldom used from after Ichigo recovered his powers, made her somewhat redundant. Sometimes a character could be forgotten because they were conceived of and used within a story far later than they should have been.